everybody. So by popular request after the last video, it has been requested that I try to do like a shorter meditation, which makes a lot of sense. You know, when I was editing the last video, I thought, wow, 30 minutes is a long time for a lot of people, especially when you're trying to introduce it to people who have not been meditating daily for long periods of time. So I thought, well, what a great idea. So today, I'll try not to talk too long, and we'll try to get into a very short meditation video, less than 5 minutes. I believe one person requested a 1 minute, which is probably doable, but just take a few breaths and you can probably handle that one, huh? Either way, so less than 5 minutes. But I would like to do a little bit of an introduction to some basic ideas before we launch into that too. So I thought it would be important to bring up, there are certain, I believe, and it's taught by many people, there are certain kind of attitudes or foundations or kind of ways of thinking that are very helpful to kind of cultivating or fostering a mindful state of mind or mindfulness. And to me, I believe they're very useful. I read these or learned about these from John Kabat-Zinn's book and from my initial meditation instructor, Steve Flowers. And I actually found them extremely helpful in my practice, especially when I was first trying to wrap my mind around and my, ideas around this mindfulness stuff, which is very simple, but then can be very elusive cognitively, I think. So going over those, and there's some that I might emphasize a little bit more. I'll add a link here at the bottom, or actually it'll be like, in the description of the video, to like a PDF file of these, because there's 7 of them. It's a lot, and some of them, and there will be some more description in that, but I'm going to do a very brief. I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit short, which is hard for me because I talk a lot. But number 1 is extremely important, and they all are, non-judgment. So essentially, what does that mean? So it doesn't mean that you won't have judgments, because you're a human being and the human mind tends to judge. But during the meditation process, you will try to bring awareness to whatever the object of the meditation is, whether it's the breath, physical sensations, emotions, or thoughts. But don't judge. Your awareness is not a non-judging experience. So if, for instance, if you're having a negative physical sensation like a pain, just bring awareness to it, a curiosity to it. Let go of the liking or disliking. Let go of the wanting it to be go away, or the wanting to cling to it. That kind of thing. Changing your relationship to your experiences actually can be very beneficial, but that's very important. So non-judgment. And another interesting thing about that is, say you do have a thought that pops up, and you're bringing awareness to this thought, but this thought is a judgment. Don't judge the judging. Just experience that and bring awareness to it. And oh, wow, okay, my mind came up with this judgment, but let go of your attachments to believing or buying into that or getting carried away with that. So that's a really important one. I spent more time on that one than I'll spend on most of the others. Patience is another one. So, allowing things to unfold in their own time. There is something called beginner's mind. And beginner's mind is basically bringing like a childlike awareness to every experience. So beginner's mind is going into a situation and letting go of any preconceived ideas, expectations of what's going to happen. So with your meditation, it's extremely important. So you don't want to, go in. Sometimes you'll go into a meditation and be like, oh, wow, well, the last one was a really good one, and I'm going to have that experience again. But really, the spirit of mindfulness meditation is letting go of that, letting go of the expectations. This meditation may be very different. You may have a completely different experience, and that's still meditating. There's not an expectation that you're going to feel good after a meditation or bad or anything. You just present moment awareness. So beginner's mind. Another example of that might be in your daily life. You can think of, say you see somebody and you know that this is a person that usually causes you some stress or something, and you start thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna run into them, and then it's gonna be this or that, and they're gonna bring up this, or I'm gonna be unhappy, and you want to avoid things. However, let go of that and say, well, I don't know what'll happen, and you might be surprised. We cause a lot of suffering with our thinking, and so maybe it will be pleasant, maybe there'll be no issues, and so on and so forth, and give it a try in your daily life as well as this meditation, and you might be surprised. You can reduce a lot of suffering by letting go of this expectation of it's going to go like this or that. So that's beginner's mind. Trust is another one, and trust in yourself that you'll know what to do as long as you're bringing awareness and present moment, awareness to the situation and non-judging. Another really important one, non-striving. It kind of ties into the other ones of beginner's mind. And let go of trying to get somewhere. So we often start meditation because we want to get some sort of end result, and that's true. However, the appropriate attitude and approach is going to be to let go of trying to get somewhere. When you're sitting in meditation, there's nothing to do but sit here and be present with things as they are. I like to think of this, and I bring this up in other meditations, probably in my channel, but it's kind of like, or think of it like this, you ever try to find your keys and you can't find them anywhere, but then they pop up as soon as you're not looking for them. So non-striving sometimes leads you to the answers, but that's a really important attitude to bring to these. Acceptance, accepting things as they are. That's a tough one, but we can reduce quite a bit of suffering with that, and that ties really closely into non-judging. I think just allowing things to be as they are, and instead of consternating on, oh no, I want things to be this. It's kind of, this is one way we get stuck. We want things to go our way, and then when they don't, we get very upset. Letting go of this idea that my day was supposed to go like this, and this is a very challenging thing to do. Every day is a struggle for me. I always very much want things to go my way like everybody, and some of us, if you're anything like me, you are big on coming up with how things need to go and planning and all this kind of stuff, and sometimes that can cause a lot of suffering. So let go of all that, and last but not least, letting go. Letting go of your need for things to go a certain way, letting go of anger, sadness, these kind of things. It's not ignoring them, it's not suppressing emotions. You don't want to do that. That's actually dangerous and damaging. But there's something about holding on that can cause a lot of suffering. There's a story that I read, John Kabat-Zinn, I think he talks about it in Full Catastrophe Living and other places, but about how they used to catch monkeys in India. They would tie a coconut to a tree, and they would hollow it out with a little hole, and they'll stick a banana in there, and the monkey will reach in to get the banana, and the monkey won't let go of the banana, and with a fist, the monkey's hand can't fit out the little hole, and that's how they get stuck and they're caught. All the monkey has to do is let go of the banana, and they can get to freedom. But they don't, or and sometimes as humans, we won't let go of things, and we can get very stuck. So that's very important. So those are the attitudes. The other quick thing I want to bring up is something called stop. I've heard Bob Stahl, who's one of my meditation teachers, talk about this, and I don't know if he came up with it or if he got it from somebody else, so I'm sure somebody knows. I'll put a little link in the description that discusses this stop thing, but this is something you can do in every day, very shortly, and it's simply a mnemonic that reminds us to, the S stands for stop. Stop what you're doing, put things down. And you could do this anytime throughout the day. Take a few breaths. and then observe. So observe whatever's present, whatever's going on in the moment. Perhaps you're noticing emotions that are with you. Whatever is going on. So observe, and then P is proceed. And then you can proceed on with whatever is going on in your day, but hopefully with a little bit more groundedness. So yeah, stop, take breaths, observe, and proceed. So once again, we'll put that in the links in the description below. But I think that's a really easy tool to remember. And for those who want a short meditation, that can be your short meditation, to be honest. That can be your 1 minute meditation. That could be your 10-second meditation probably. So that's for you. Quickly before I interject or throw in the meditation, I would like to get to point to some future videos. I would like to talk about the work of Dr. Howard Schubner. And before him was John Sarno, and there's others doing great work in mind-body medicine, and really understanding this link between the mind and other elements like physical pain, chronic fatigue, irritable bowel syndrome, depression, anxiety, all these things. So that's what we're going to be doing more of in the future videos, hopefully. And we'll also be doing meditation, mindfulness meditation, of course, which is actually really important to the mind-body work, but there's also a lot more to it. And so I'll put links to some websites below, probably not the mind-body stuff because we're going to focus that on future videos, but I will put in Bob Stahl, one of my meditation teachers, who's been very generous in donating time and helping me in my training as a meditation teacher and in meditation myself. Steve Flowers, who was my first mindfulness-based stress reduction teacher. Just a lot of gratitude to my teachers, and their websites I'll put below. Bob's site, he has the Mindful Healing series, which he's got these audio files that deal with specific subjects: pain, insomnia, anxiety, depression. So really good loving kindness, and among other things, where he teaches out in the Silicon Valley or Mountain View region. If you're in that region, you can participate in some of his trainings, and he does retreats all around and teaches all around the world. Steve Flowers, my original teacher, he also does retreats and has classes. He's up in Northern California in Chico. Teaches at Enloe Medical Center, and he also teaches retreats. They both have, books. Some they've written together, some they've written on their own, and just a lot of really good resources. So I'm just throwing out there for you guys. There's some free resources on their websites as well, and just expressing gratitude towards my teachers. So you see that, but I've talked way too long, so why don't we go ahead and let you guys get to the meditation, and thank you for your time. Hello everyone, and welcome to this short mindfulness meditation. We'll start with what is often referred to as a mindful check-in, and then move into a little bit of mindfulness of the breath. So taking these first few moments just to check in with yourself. Perhaps this is the first time today that you've stopped just to, in a certain sense, take the internal weather report and just notice whatever you might be feeling physically or emotionally, whatever thoughts may be predominant in your mind, and just recognizing or noticing without any judgment of it, just noticing what's there and seeing if you could just let it be and just be present with whatever is here. Perhaps this is the early morning and you're just waking up and trying to meet your day with awareness, or it's the end of the day and Perhaps many things have come up, and just observing, noting whatever is present. You may be noticing thoughts of what happened earlier, or emotions such as happiness or anxiety, anger or frustration, and just to acknowledge whatever is there. And now that we have arrived at this moment, perhaps spending a few minutes on the breath, using our breath as our anchor to the present moment, and not thinking about the breath, but simply experiencing the physical sensations. And so wherever you find the breath most predominantly, perhaps it's at the belly, how it expands or rises with the in-breath, or falls and deflates with the out-breath. Or maybe at the tip of the nose, feeling the air come in with the in-breath and then out with the out-breath. Not trying to change the breath in any way, just allowing yourself to be breathed. Seeing if you can maintain your focus on the in-breath for the entire in-breath, and the out-breath for the entire out-breath. Breathing in and knowing that you're breathing in. Breathing out and knowing that you're breathing out. May you be at peace. May all beings be at peace. Opening your eyes if they were closed, and stretching out if you need to, and transitioning back to the rest of our day.